Do y'all remember the era of the mascot 3D platformer? You know what I'm talking about, man, when game devs were at each other's throats trying to sell their ideas. Mario, Crash, Sonic, it was a back and forth fight to win over little Timmy on Christmas morning. And you know, despite the admittedly very entertaining animosity between them all, they all certainly have their own merit. But I believe one series has merit over the others. One 90s mascot platformer is my and many others' favorite. Of course, I'm talking about Chameleon Twist. Okay, I'm fucking kidding. Spyro the Dragon. Released in 1998, it was Insomniac Games' first foray into the 3D platformer genre, preceding Ratchet & Clank and later on the Spider-Man series. And just by the way, I think you can already tell I like Spyro, so I'll go ahead and say it. These guys just don't make any bad games. Seriously, I dare you to name one and I could probably challenge it. Anyway, side tangent over. Spyro the Dragon was Insomniac's response to the growing competition between Nintendo and Sony, and, well, if Crash wasn't already an indicator that PlayStation was winning this generation, Spyro was the nail in the coffin. So, Spyro the Dragon begins with a news report, an interview about this guy named Nasty Nork, and after being shit-talked a bit, he turns every dragon in the land into a statue. Damn. I mean, honestly, kinda justified. The hell did this guy even do? They just kinda call him ugly for no reason, but hey, Spyro the Purple Dragon survives the attack, and it's up to this little guy to rescue his fellow dragons and defeat Nasty Nork. Or is it Ganasty Gnork?
Ganasty Gnork.
I don't know, man. Very simple plot with the opening cutscene over before you even know it. I'm honestly fine with this, but it does lead the game's plot to pale in comparison to its sequels. So, jumping right into the gameplay, I gotta say right off the bat to preface, the gameplay flow in this game is just incredible, man. It's just so damn satisfying. From fighting enemies to collecting everything in sight, there's absolutely no shortage of fun to be had. I love how some enemies can only be defeated with a charge attack and others with a breath of fire. Some may even have fireproof armor, so you've got to get around to their backside before you can flame them. It's like just the right amount of depth for a combat system in a 3D platformer, and I love it. Unfortunately, on the other hand, the boss fights are pretty lame. It's really just another one of those things that gets way better in the sequels, which is good, but damn, there's just so much missed potential here. You know how in Yoshi's Island all of the bosses were basically just souped up enemies? Well, it's a similar premise here, but the problem is that they're easy as shit. There's genuinely no challenge to them. You just hit them, run to the next platform, hit them, run to the next platform, hit them, dead. Even the final boss is like this, man. I don't know, I find it pretty funny that a weak point of this game is also the weak point of a certain other series that we've looked at by the same studio. But I've already covered that, huh? The game is structured into 6 hub worlds with levels branching off of them. One thing I really like about this game's structure in particular that I can't say about the sequels is that you can beat any given level 100% right away, a straight shot, no backtracking required. Honestly, I can't even see myself playing this game without 100%ing it. And I think that speaks not only to how fun it is, but also to its expertly crafted structure. Aside from the main levels, there's also these iconic flight stages that test your efficiency. You've got to flame all 8 of 4 given sets of things throughout the stage. These are pretty fun. I love just playing these and finding the most efficient routes. Some of y'all may be wondering who the little guy floating around you is, and that would be Sparks the Dragonfly. He's essentially your health meter, with yellow meaning 3, blue 2, green 1, and in his absence, you die in 1 hit. Not to mention when he's not there, you don't get added reach when grabbing gems, making you appreciate him more, which I really like. And on the topic of gems, collectibles. This game is essentially a collectathon after all, a favorite genre of mine, so let's take a look at them. So the main one, gems, akin to, say, the precursor orbs from Jak and Daxter. There's a preset amount of them in every level, and whether or not you want to collect them all is up to you. Pretty straightforward. Of course, next up are the dragons you've got to save, encapsulated in their own statues. They've all got their own shit to say, sometimes it's pretty entertaining.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
Spyro in particular is pretty goofy, I kinda love it.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
But a good amount of the time, you'll just get the iconic...
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me.
And our last collectible, dragon eggs, which, I don't know, man. They work so weirdly. Like, yeah, you find them in levels after chasing down this f***o, but ultimately they stop appearing after a certain point and don't serve any real purpose. Sorta weird, but not a huge deal by any means, especially with the other two collectibles being so fun to collect. Which brings me to the topic of aesthetic and sound. Damn, dude, the sounds for destroying metal boxes and crates, collecting gems, it's all just so brilliant. It's genuinely some of the best sound design in gaming. Like, just listen to Spyro's pitter-patter as he runs, man. It's so good, and it didn't have to be whatsoever. I feel like we should acknowledge and appreciate good sound design a bit more in gaming because while it is, of course, a bit of an overlooked topic with the majority in favor of a game's more prominent aspects, it really is what ties a game together in my opinion. Crisp and satisfying sound elevates a game up to an experience, I'd say. But I digress. As for aesthetics, man, this is a prime example of why I prefer PS1 visuals to N64. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the look of both, but like, dude, look at these skyboxes. I freaking love these, man. They're genuinely beautiful to this very day, with their vibrance and mood really bringing each level together. And speaking of, the levels themselves as seen from the hub world, I don't know, man. I've always just had such a soft spot for how Spyro does these gates into alternate worlds, their skyboxes illuminated within the arc, and 3D lettering to accompany it. It just manages to look so cool and appealing and like retro, you know? It really reels me into each level. Each hub world's got its own theme too, and I just really love how different they manage to feel. From the laid-back, homey feel of the first homeworld to the mystical, otherworldly feel of these floating wizard islands, and the foreboding, uneasy feel of the swamp. They really just nail all these different themes, wrapping up the game in such an orderly way. So, in summation, Spyro the Dragon is overall a really solid game. It doesn't accomplish anything groundbreaking or anything, and they could have gone a bit further with the story, but that aside, Spyro the Dragon is an extremely competent 3D platformer that I honestly think trounces both Mario 64 and Crash. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you think about Spyro or this video in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, it helps a lot. Also, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more game reviews and such, as well as reviews of the sequels. Let me know if y'all would be interested in that. But, as always, hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye.